Hey y'all, welcome to Life with the Lindseys. My name is Heather.
And what's up, yo? This your boy Cornelius.
Yes, I'm so excited you landed on our podcast and your life is pretty much going to be changed.
Yes, man. If you're looking for something real, relevant, and authentic, then you landed on the right place. Hey, here's the thing. We about to get going right now. So y'all tune in, buckle up, sit back, get ready for the show. Here we go.
Hey everybody, welcome to Life with the Lindseys.
What's up?
We're not at our studio today, babe. I love the energy that you have when you're in the studio. What do you feel like?
I think somebody else drunk out of my water.
Child. So how you feeling today, babe? You're a little stoic.
Yes. I don't know. I'm here.
You're here. Well, I'm proud of you for showing up. That's what we should talk about. Keep showing up, even when you don't feel like it.
Okay.
Come on, Jesus.
Let's talk about that then.
Okay. So, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Since you came in with all this energy, maybe you should go first.
So, I think that's the hard part. I feel like we have a dream, we have a prayer, we have this idea of how we think life should be. And it's almost like you ask God for something and he gives you the ingredients to bake the cake. He just don't hand you a cake. He's like, all right, here's some eggs. Here's some this, here's some salt, a little baking powder, some freshly milled flour, because I feel like freshly milled flour is what's in heaven. And I feel like God just, no eggs, because the cake has to be vegan, right? But wait, do you think people eat animals in heaven? I hope not, because I'm going to be vegan in heaven.
Continue.
Okay, sorry. But I feel like God gives us a recipe and gives us instructions. He just doesn't give us a cake. And I feel like sometimes we just want the cake. Like we just want it. And then when we get hit with hard times or you're baking that cake, things don't work out, then you just throw everything in the trash. And you're just like, you know what? I give up because it just didn't come easy enough. But I feel like once you get in there and you get baking that thing and you don't give up, then you'll see what's on the other side of it. What do you feel like?
I feel like life is ghetto.
Earth is ghetto.
Earth is ghetto.
Earth is ghetto. Yeah.
I feel like for those people who, I feel like for the person who can understand this, I'm going to try to put this in words. So I feel like living becomes tiresome. It's as if like, you know, like even like what you're talking about, like going through the process and,
yeah,
you know, all those different things. I feel like you get to a point where you kind of get tired of going through. You kind of get tired.
Yeah, that's real.
Just, you know, it's like you almost get tired of like, okay, I got to push through. You know, I got to push through because it's almost like, well, how many days do you have to push through? And I feel like so many people are feeling like, okay, I'm still pushing through, but I'm tired of pushing through.
Yeah,
I'm tired. Like I'm tired of pushing through, and I think that we have to collectively, as a country, as a people, as a nation, as I think just everybody worldwide, we have to collectively start to really ask the question of what's going on with everybody's mental health. Because our society, even the way that we run, even the way that our society is ran in America, we live in a capitalist nation. So it is ran where almost a dollar bill is king. So we chase wealth.
Yeah.
It's about chasing money. I mean, you look on social media and you look on things, it's like everybody is trying to get the bag. Everybody's trying to do it.
Yeah.
You know, let me show you how I started doing this before 30. You know, let me show you how to retire young. Let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to get the best job. Let me show you how to make the most money. And I think the dollar bill has become king. So everybody is chasing it right now. So it's become all about achievement. It's about what we do. It's about what we have. And because of that, it's about the hustle. It's about the grind. It's about waking up. So most of our motivation and most of our motivational speakers are speaking more so to what we need to do. And I feel like, you know, I like today, I just wrote one of those moments where I'm like, you know, I'm tired of pushing through. But even in that moment of being tired to push through, I still got to push through.
Yeah.
And I can't just like, you know, just not let stuff just go. Like I still have work I have to do today. I still have more work I need to do after I'm done with this. And it's like,
and then Logan has football tonight.
I didn't feel like doing that. I didn't feel like doing that. So it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I feel like, and first, our condolences and prayers just go to people that lost their lives in Buffalo with the shootings.
That's part of it.
And then
Buffalo and then Uvalde.
Texas. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's just I feel like there is such a heaviness, and I feel like unplugging is always good and pulling away. And that's what I do. And that's something you always encourage me. I remember one day I was just pushing through, but I feel like I hit a wall. Like I'm burnt out. And I had to be honest with myself. Like, Heather, you're burnt out. You need to get refreshed. You need to you need to get refilled because you're not doing good right now. And how I knew I was burnt out is I was easily irritable. You know, the kids would ask me 100 things, and usually it wouldn't bother me, but it started to bother me. Like I just found the activities that I love are just annoying, right? Like working on different projects, I would be excited about it, and I just didn't want to do it. I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So like what helped me is just unplugging and gracing myself to do that and saying, you know what, I'm just gonna watch Netflix today, and it's okay. And then I'm gonna go for a swim, and then, you know, I'm gonna read a book, and I'm gonna open up my Bible. I'm gonna get refilled because I'm pouring out of this empty cup. This cup is empty. It's gone. I'm tired. So if anybody just feels like, you know, burnt out and worn out, and even us yesterday, we had to turn the news off, and I know that was hard for you too, because
I was trying to watch I turn on the news so I can watch the return. So if y'all don't know, I love politics. I love government. I'm like, you know, I want to know every congressional seat. I want to know who ran for sheriff and who won. You know, I know people's names in counties that I've never stepped foot in, and I watch these races closely. So I turned on, you know, the news stations because I was like, okay, I want to be able to follow these congressional races. There were a couple of them, about 6 or 7 of them that I was following extremely closely back in Georgia. I was looking at Arkansas. I was still checking out Pennsylvania. So I was like, I'm checking it all. I'm checking out all these different races. There's a big one in Texas that I was looking at. And I was like, you know, I was just bombarded by more information about this guy and what happened, and you know, and then the parents who were dealing with this, and and then, you know, then on top of that, you know, I got up and I went to the grocery store yesterday, and I just kind of sat there, and when I pulled and I left the house, I had this thought, like, what if this was the last time I left my house?
Wow. Because you get bombarded with those thoughts, and then that's real.
Well, if I walk in the grocery store, like I literally sat in the grocery store parking lot, and I was like, you know, what if something happens when I'm in the grocery store?
That's crazy.
Because, you know, it has happened inside of a grocery store.
That you have to even think like that. Or when you send your kids off to school.
Like, and I'm just like, you know, am I prepared in this moment?
Yeah.
Am I prepared in this moment?
Yeah.
When I go in this grocery store, and it was interesting because even when I walked inside of the grocery store, one of the workers, this young girl, she was looking down, but she was, you know, courteous enough to speak. She was looking down, but she said, "Hey, thank you for coming in." And she was like looking down the whole time. And, you know, immediately I felt a sense of irritation almost. Not bad towards her, but I felt like, you're not looking up. You know, I wanted to look at her so bad and be like, you need to look up at me because you don't know what I got. Like, you don't know how I'm walking in here. You don't know if I'm walking in here with something, or you know, it's like, you know, and granted, that probably wasn't even her job. She was just being nice, just saying hi. But I thought, nobody's here at the door. Like, nobody's here checking anybody at the door. Nobody's here in the parking lot. Like, nobody's here. So it was, it's just interesting. And I think all of that kind of stuff, it's just all compiled.
It gets in you.
It gets in you.
Yeah.
And then fear, it tries to grip your heart. And then you're trying your best to, like, okay, not only am I dealing with this, but I'm also dealing with, you know, everything else that we have on our plates and everything else we're trying to build and everything else, you know, we're working on, and these big projects that we're always working on. And it's just like, you know, sometimes it gets to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I don't feel like talking to anybody.
Yeah.
I don't feel like responding to anybody. And then I got people who get upset because I don't respond fast enough. And I'm just like, you know what? To hell with all of it. Like, screw this. I can't respond to you and be there for my wife and be there for my kids and be there for that and be there for here and try to meet your, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And I refuse to. So I've just got to that point. I'm like, you know what?
It's good to pull away. You've had a quiet day. You know what I mean? Like, you've been.
No, today has been one of those days where I was like, I mean, I couldn't even pull away today because, you know, I had to get those policies and stuff done. And then I had to send him off, and I had to do this, and I had to do that, and I had to do that, and I had to record. It was like, you know, I've been, you know, the only time I get to just kind of is in the gym.
Yeah.
the gym has become my place of being like, and then I get to the point where it's like, I don't want to leave. I have to literally make myself say, nope, you're not working anymore today. You're not working anymore today because your body can't take it. Like at this point, you hurting in every area.
But it's good that you have an outlet. I think we have to have outlets. Like you've located your outlet.
Yeah.
You know, where you need to pull away and have your time where you get refueled and refreshed.
Yeah. And for those individuals out there who are listening, you know, if you're saying you want a professional organization, a professional body, somebody who you can really be able to talk to. You know, we're really thankful for our sponsor, BetterHelp, who sponsors this podcast. But, you know, when you talk about therapy, BetterHelp is at the top of the game because they bring together some of the most professional counselors. I mean, my wife and I, we've used BetterHelp. Many of our family, a lot of our friends have used it. You know, people who came in and say, hey, I need financial aid. Because they need it. No matter what you're going through, whether it's stress, anxiety. I mean, we're talking right now about you saying, I don't even have the urge anymore to push through. It's like, you know, being able to talk to somebody like that. And the reason why I feel like it's so important, because you need somebody who is professionally trained to be able to put words to your pain.
That's real.
Because when you can't explain it, you need somebody else to be able to explain it for you. And BetterHelp does that. I'm trying to tell you, you need to contact BetterHelp. Financial aid, whatever it may be, make the investment for your mental health and your self-care. Make the investment today.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing, you guys. So BetterHelp is a customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even chat sessions with your therapist. So if you don't want to talk directly to anybody or see anybody, you can chat with them, which I think is amazing. So you don't have to see anybody on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with the therapist within 48 hours, which is really cool. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Life with the Lindseys listeners get 10% off their first month, y'all. Come on. That's amazing. At betterhelp.com/Lindseys. That's BetterHelp.com/Lindseys.
And Lindseys is Lindseys, not AYS. So Lindseys, but betterhelp.com/Lindseys. Y'all go there now. But yeah, just pushing through, just trying to, I mean, it's not, and here's the thing, for a lot of people, it's not anything new for them. Like some people just probably listen, it's like, I got to push you every day. I get empathetic. I think about the single moms.
Oh my God.
The single parents, I want to say. There's single dads out there. Think about the single parents who are pushing through.
Yo,
you know?
Like, I just can't imagine, because I feel like when you travel or I travel, like we feel it. We feel the wrath.
You feel the wrath?
Of like, getting everybody where they need to go, getting to everybody in their activities. And then you feel bad if your kid's not in sports. So now our kids are in like 100 sports, and it's just, and we're tag teaming here. We're working it out. We have each other. But I think about people that are like, oh, I've been doing that for 15 years.
Yeah.
Like I've been trying to figure it out. I've been doing this and it's tough. So, I mean,
working 2 or 3 jobs.
Yeah. Like I have a family member. She works 3 jobs. She works 3 jobs. And I told her, I was like, stop working so much.
But she's like, she can't, because she can't. And even working 3 jobs, she's still falling behind on her bills. You know, and it's like, because of, you know, where she lives. And because even with the 3 jobs that she's working, you know, she's not being paid enough. Yeah. You know, and so it's just like, it's the cycle. Then now you have inflation that is going through the roof. You have the threat of a recession that's coming. I mean, it's just, it's insane. Like the housing market, if you're getting ready to buy a house right now, I mean, you might, unless you got, I feel like, we're $8 to $1 million or $2 million over the asking price. And then it's out of control. You grow with the fear of, well, if I buy the house now, and then if the housing bubble, if it pops, I'm going to lose my equity. I'm going to lose my value in my house because it's going to go down. Yeah. So, you know, I feel like there's so many things, so many what ifs that are going on. And I feel like, again, it just pumps fear and worry into us. And I'm going to turn off. Okay. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I just feel like it pumps fear and worry into you. So my big advice for anybody that's listening is like, guard your heart, man. Like pull away from the things that are pumping fear. Pull away from those things and really just seek the Lord and say, all right, God, what do you need me to do this season? I love with Joseph, like Joseph was prepared. He prepared for 7 years? So that he could provide for his family and the nation. He prepared. And I feel like sometimes we get in these hard times and we focus on the situation, and God's like, no, I'm telling you to prepare. Like I tell you to pull food aside, stockpile, do that. If I'm telling you to learn how to trade at busytraders.com, come on. Like, you know, so you can figure out other ways to bring in other streams of income. I mean, do that. Learn now, you know, adjust. And that's something that I've learned is like,
you mentioned it before in other podcasts. Like, I'm very resilient, where I'm like, I got to keep going. I got to bounce back. I got to figure it out. I got to come up with a plan B. And I think it's because I'm a planner.
Yeah.
And I like to be super prepared for everything that I do. And that's why, like, I love teaching, people about trading stocks, because I'm like, they're going to be set up. Recession's not going to hit their home, because they're learning how to trade, and they're learning how to trade and be faithful with small. So when the recession comes, they'll make money whatever direction they're in. If they get fired, if they get, cut off or whatever. So I'm always just an advocate again. And this is probably not encouraging to somebody that feels like I'm always pressing through, but I've become, I think, almost numb to it, where I'm just like, what choice do I have?
I mean, I hear that. I think resiliency is a great thing, but I do think that it could be detrimental.
You think it's detrimental to me?
I mean, in some ways,
yeah,
I do. In some ways I do, but I think it'd be detrimental, because you got to think resiliency, I believe, is a superpower. I believe resiliency is a true gift, because not all people have it. If all people had it, then, people wouldn't give up. Resilient. I mean, if everybody was resilient, then certain marriages will still be together. Resiliency, in my opinion, is a superpower. But I do believe that I believe that, as Ecclesiastes and the Proverbs teaches us, that there's wisdom for different occasions and wisdom for different seasons, so that for sometimes, there is the resiliency that when I have this supernatural gust of wind, the supernatural gusto, it's like, okay, I can learn something new. I can learn a new trade. But I think that when there are times where, like, okay, I'm in this moment and I'm feeling it in this moment, and I need to step back, because if I don't, I will not be of a benefit to anybody.
Yeah.
Because if we just constantly just say, well, I'm resilient, I'm pushing through, what we don't realize is it's almost like the car that you just keep driving over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And you think, well, my car is resilient. It told me to get an oil change at 50,000 miles. But, now,
but I didn't.
I didn't get one. Now I'm 75,000.
Which is why I switched to EV vehicle.
You can keep doing that, but pretty soon the car is going to break down.
Yeah.
And then it's going to, with everybody inside of it, and now the car breaks down. And now it's caught on fire. You didn't get the oil changed, and now everybody in the car is dead. So it's like, that's the type of resiliency. I think that there are seasons and moments where you can push it through. Like, you're in the middle of a storm. Hey, we got to push this car through. We can't just pull over. We got to keep going and get to a safe place. That's resiliency. But in certain places, it's like, well, no, this may be a good time for me to stop, rest, get out, smell the flowers, and actually, take time.
I do feel like I've been doing that. I feel like I've turned down just about every single speaking engagement that I got. And I've just told people, hey, I'm not traveling right now. And I just pulled away from that, because I just didn't feel led. We just moved to a new state, and, it's been probably 7-8 months, but the kids are adjusting, everybody's adjusting. And I just really felt led that I shouldn't be traveling as much this year. And I'm cool with that. And I'm cool with, like, I don't know. I just feel like I need a break. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that was me slowing down and saying, okay, I'm going to pull back. I'm going to really just spend a lot of time with Jesus. I'm going to, I have a amazing therapist. I met with her this week. She's the bomb. I just love her. But that was me slowing down and being like, let me get my oil changed. Mm-hmm. Let me slow down from the million things I was doing, and I'm still doing a million things, but it's not as much as it was. Like, I don't know how I used to travel every week. I mean, I used to travel like multiple times in different states on the weekend to go speak. And obviously we know with COVID, people are not hosting as many events as it is. So it kind of just worked out. And then I didn't even feel led to host an event this year, right. And everyone's like, why aren't you hosting Pinky Promise? Why aren't you hosting conferences, revivals? I want to, I really do. But I feel like I just need some rest, and that's okay. And I feel like that was a part of me refueling. And then next year, jumping right back on that, saddle and doing my conferences and doing all those things. But it's okay to, like, rest. And I feel like social media is this thing where it's like, well, what are you doing next? What do you have going on? What do you see? What's next for this? I'm really just chilling. I'm enjoying the season, spending time with my family. I'm working on projects that don't require for me to travel as much. And I'm enjoying the season. So that's like my refuel, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's good. I think you have been doing a good job kind of pulling back and resting and allowing for that rest to just kind of settle in, because it can
wear your tail.
It can wear you out. It can really, really wear you out. Yeah. And life in general can just wear you out. Because I mean, with everything else, you got to think, your parent, And then for those of us who have kids, like we have 3 kids and our kids don't stop. They always have something going on. Like the weekends, like when I was single, my weekends were, I wake up and I'm going to go to, I would go to the mall and buy a new shirt and tie.
He would go to, for church. No, he would go to Macy's every single week. It's just
I went to Macy's every week.
Consistent.
I mean, I had a closet dedicated just to ties, just to ties and suits.
That's so funny.
Now I don't have one suit that fits me.
Really?
I don't have one suit. I tried to wear one for Taylor's piano recital.
Oh, wow.
And I don't have one suit that fits me. Not one.
Do you still have our wedding?
That wedding tux?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I gave it away.
You gave it away?
Yeah, why would I want to keep that?
Oh my gosh, it was an old baby.
Tux. Oh my God, I'll get another one. I can get one made.
No, but it's like sentimental. Like I could have had Roman or Logan wear something from it.
Nobody want to wear that, man.
No, I would get it customized. I would get
Jose Bank tux. Nobody want to wear that thing.
I'm mad I gave my dress away.
So hold on, you gave your dress away, but you told me I should have kept mine. But it was sentimental.
Right. But I gave it away to people who wanted to get married, but they didn't have dresses.
Well, I probably gave mine away to somebody who was probably in my closet.
Your friends didn't get married. Friends didn't get married.
Yo, we moved from Georgia, but my friends just literally came into my closet and took trash bags worth of clothes.
Yeah, we gave away so many.
I thought, oh, I'm not going to have any clothes. And I moved here and I'm like, oh, never mind. We're going to change a whole bedroom into a closet.
Turned a bedroom into a closet.
Because
have a lot of clothes.
That's what we do. But nevertheless, if you feel like you just need to keep your mind stimulated, all that kind of stuff. I do it all the time. One of the things I love to do is I play Best Fiends.
You play it all the time. You're like, baby, look at all these keys I got. Look at all these levels I got.
Yeah.
Don't you love this?
But Best Fiends offers me the opportunity to be able to keep my mind stimulated. It's a great mind stimulator. I love the different levels you're able to get into. Like my wife mentioned, you get these keys and you have to click these boxes and you get all these different prides. So I'm on level 1500 right now.
Of course you are.
I love the game, but I also love the fact that, that there are different themes to it. There are different levels to it. So, depending on what holiday season is coming up, I'm able to walk the board now, and it's almost like this Monopoly type of thing on the inside of it where I have to roll the dice and then get the number of things that I go on. But the game itself offers me a way to be able to have my mind going without me having to be focused on anything that may be troubling my mind or causing anxiety. So it gives me the time to really step back.
I love it. Now, you guys have earned your fun time. Go to the Apple App Store or Google Play to download Best Fiends for free. Plus, earn even more with a $5 worth of in-game rewards when you reach level 5. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends.
Hold on, they're giving you $5 to reach $5 worth of rewards when you reach level 5.
I know,
dude.
How you feeling about that,
dude? I'm on $5 worth of rewards right now. Are you kidding me? Because I ain't gonna talk about me buying stuff on the thing because I'd be needing it. But
wait, you buy stuff on there?
I'm just saying. Sometimes I get to that level and I get to the boss and I'm like, all right, I need to beat you. That's where our kids
get this from.
I need to beat you. So hey. I don't care. Best Fiends is where it's at. You need to download it. It's friends. Think about friends without the R. So not best friends, but Best Fiends. Just take the R out of friends. Best Fiends. So, we were talking earlier about going to the grocery store and making sure you're at the grocery store, which we need to do, but which is why we're very thankful for Thrive Market. So I'm breaking it down for you. You sitting at the house, you need some seasoned salt, you need you some black pepper. I'm talking about the healthy stuff. I'm talking about, you're going to need some Himalayan
I love
salt.
it when you talk healthy.
You're going to need you some crackers. You're going to need you some peanut butter or almond butter or whatever kind of bean nut nowadays make butter. You're going to need that. You're going to need you some cooking, some olive oil, some avocado oil. And you're going to want you some potato chips. Well, you can go right to Thrive Market. You're going to get the best. You get the best products out there. They are individually sourcing all of their products to make sure they provide you with the best and the healthiest products that are out there. So you're never going to go on the website and find something that you don't want. I love it. For somebody who is a keto carnivore, they have everything there. And then I can also, when I go into Thrive Market, I can break it down where I can choose if I'm paleo, if I'm keto, if I'm vegan, if I'm vegetarian.
It's so clutch.
And it'll show me all the products that are right in alignment with my current eating lifestyle.
I think what's amazing is it's also cheaper than the grocery store. Yeah. With inflation and everything going up, you want to stress out less, then go ahead and order from Thrive. We love it. We've been using it for a while. Now, we want you guys to join Thrive Market today and get 40% off your first order Y'all hear that? 40% off your first order with a free gift worth over $50. That's THRIVE market.com/LWTL to get 40% off your first order.
40% off.
And a free gift worth over $50. Come on. So now that's thrivemarket.com/LWTL, thrivemarket.com/LWTL.
But yeah, so I think that resiliency is good. And all that stuff is really good. You just have to know it like within the right time, within the right season.
Yeah. You got to be able to pivot. You know what I mean? I love the Proverbs 31 woman. She doesn't worry about the winter because she's prepared. Right. And I just feel like, I don't know. I just like to be prepared for the winter. I like to be prepared for the season ahead. And I think it's a gift and a curse sometimes, because if I can see something coming, then I'm like, okay, let me make sure I'm prepared, make sure I'm set up, make sure I'm doing this. So I don't have to worry about winter. Right. But then you try to take control over everything, and that's not healthy either. So, right. So I'm learning in this season to like really rest and chill and not take the control. And you know what? The winter's going to come, and God will provide in the winter too, just like he provided in the summer. God will lead, he'll guide, he'll show us what to do. He'll make it plain. Yeah, I just feel like I'm learning a deeper level of like trusting him in this season. Because I feel like actually the Lord showed me this. He said this to me. He said, when you're in my quiet time this morning, he said, you don't invite people over to your home when you're in the middle of construction. Say you're in the middle of a build, right? And you're building a house. You don't invite people over for the home, like the home warming, right? Party. Mm-hmm. You wait till it looks good and it's pretty, and you just wait till you're through that season of building, and then you can decorate it really nicely, right? Mm-hmm. And so the Lord was just encouraging me, like, regardless of like what season people are in, it's like they want so bad to be able to say, look at my house. It's almost done. It's this, it's that. Look at what I'm working on. Look what God's doing in me right now. But I believe the Lord just wants you to just rest and build and let him help you choose the splash in the bathroom. Like, let him show you, tear down this wall. Let's build this back up. I feel like he's getting foundations right now. Right. And at the right time, you can have your housewarming party, right? At the right time, he's going to reveal to you what's next and what you need to do. But it's okay if you can't send the invites out right now. It's okay if you don't have the answer. It's okay if you don't know what's next. It's okay. Yeah. Because he's still good and he's still faithful. And that encouraged me this morning, because I think we're in a world right now that's always like the show me world. Like, let me show you what I'm working on. Let me show you what I'm doing. Let me show you. And God is like, hey, like, I'm working on some stuff in you in secret. And at the right time, you can celebrate with everybody, but just enjoy this temporary season.
Yeah. We're planning a church here. We are in the Los Angeles area. And it's interesting because I'll have pastors that'll reach out and say, oh my goodness, I know you're so excited. And they'll say, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? And I don't know if I kind of frustrate them a little bit, because I'll say, I'm indifferent. I'm not really excited. I'm not really down. I mean, it's like, it is what it is. I'm going to be happy to be in community, and to be able to build community,
man. Our community culture, you can't beat it.
You can't be. I'm going to be happy to rebuild that, and at the same time, be happy to find a pastor who can help pastor the people and all that kind of stuff. I'm excited about that and what comes with it. But I think I've learned this place. I'm doing my best to learn this place of rest and contentment as much as possible, so that I don't get too high up or too far down.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
real.
Interesting, because I feel like the Lord is training me in Sabbath. He's literally training me in Sabbath. It's like, I want you to rest in me. I want you to trust in me. I want you to believe in me. And I want you to grow your great. I want you to show your greatest show of faith by just resting.
Isn't that amazing?
I want you to just rest in me. It's going to be okay, because it's been an uphill fight. It's been an uphill climb to, get this, get the place, get this. And
I know we have our building too, guys.
Building. And, it was a process just to get all the paperwork in the state of California. Like, that was a process that I had never, in Georgia, it was almost like, oh, you want to put a church together? Here, let me help you. Like,
our attorney was like calling you every other day.
Oh my God. Like, our law firm was just like, hey, it's still stuck in Sacramento, and, this person has to, and it's like, it's insane.
It's a lot.
way to go into. And then just getting the bank account set up and all that kind of stuff. I just felt like it was an uphill battle.
Yeah.
But I feel like, the Lord is training me in Sabbath. And I feel like that's important because if he's training me in it, then obviously he wants me to teach that to people. So maybe I'm the guinea pig.
I feel like with preaching, you're always the guinea pig. That was the only thing I would despise about preaching, full transparency. I would get tested on the message the Lord gave me that whole entire week. Ransack, drag me all over the place, Jesus, because I'm tired. But I feel like if God wanted me to teach on anxiety or depression or, pressing through, I got tested so hard on it that whole entire week. And then when I got there to preach the message, it would be so anointed. It would be so God, because I literally just walked through the fire to get through it, to get the message out. And that's tough. I remember one time the Lord didn't give me my message until the night before. I'd got on a whole plane and I ain't making up no messages. So I'm like, all right, Jesus, if you want me to preach, you're going to have to tell me what to preach. And so I finally get to my hotel room. I sit down and I open up my Bible and I'm like, all right, Holy Spirit, I preach in the morning. It would be very helpful if you showed me what I'm supposed to preach on. And essentially that day, he wanted me to preach on what to do when you don't know what to do and what you do when you feel like God is silent. That was essentially the message, because he wouldn't give me no clarity. But I was like, oh, that's why you had me struggling this whole week with this message, because people here are struggling with not knowing what's next, or they don't know what to do, or they feel like they can't hear God. So now I'm preaching a word on encouraging them where they are.
Yeah.
But that's usually what the Lord does.
I mean, he worked with us differently. I didn't get my messages until I got on the stage.
Really? Yeah.
Most of the time. I mean, I'll be on my way to go preach somewhere, and I'll write mine down on the Delta napkin. And I get up with it, and you'd be like, "What is that?" I'm like, "It's my sermon."
I'm just like, I like
people. I don't understand. People be like, "Oh my goodness, I have to put my message together on Tuesday," because they're like, I don't know. They're spending 12 hours putting a message together. I don't know. I mean, I guess in the beginning when I started preaching years ago, I guess that was, I guess I sat down to do that for a very long time, but now it's almost like, the Lord gives a message, and I don't know, I guess because I've read the Bible so many times, I'm able to pinpoint this and that, put it all together, and it just kind of, I don't know, but it is what it is.
Ooh, I have a title. I don't feel like pressing through.
Okay.
You think that's a good title?
I mean, if you say so.
I just don't feel like pressing, right? But I feel like I just want to encourage anybody that feels like, oh, I don't want to press through, I'm tired. Something you always say is, what is on the other side of my obedience?
Yeah.
What is on the other side? And you always say nations are waiting for your obedience. And I think sometimes we think of nations, we think of, oh, I'm on a stage, I'm being effective. But I believe it's those little seeds that you plant every day of obedience and consistency. And I feel like God meets us there when we are consistent, when we're seeking him, when we're doing what he wants us to do. It's like he's going to bless that. So the nations that you want to reach, I feel like are dependent on your obedience today.
Yeah.
Like saying yes to Jesus today, doing what he wants you to do today sets us up for the nations. It's those little tasks that you don't feel like doing. It's dealing with the attorneys, the accountants, dealing with all that stuff. It feels like a lot now, but fast forward 10 years, when millions more lives are changed because of the word that God gives you, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's those little seeds that you're planting, and you might feel like, those little seeds aren't doing anything. And last really quick story. I remember one time we had a garden, and when Logan was really little, he came in with a bunch of carrot seeds and he just threw them everywhere. And I had structure going on at the garden. I did not like the fact that he just threw his little seeds everywhere. So I tried to get all the seeds up as much as I can. And then a couple of weeks later, I started getting carrot seeds, carrots randomly growing throughout my garden. And I just realized, you know what, if I keep planting, if I stay obedient, I'm going to see a harvest. But I can plant good and I can plant bad. And if I plant bad, I'll see a harvest of bad. If I plant good, I'll see a harvest of good. So what am I going to remain faithful at? Am I going to be faithful at saying yes, doing what I need to do, rest? Or am I going to plant other seeds that bring other harvests, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the only thing I can add to that is in the interim, while you're planting, don't forget that it's seed, time, and harvest.
That's real.
Ain't nothing wrong with planting, but if you don't take time to rest between the seed and the harvest, it's gonna be work. Somebody I was talking to one of my guys, and he's doing incredibly well right now in life, and he said, I don't mean to complain. I'm not trying to complain. He said, I feel like I'm having first world problems, but I'm having a lot of first world problems right now.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, man, I feel the exact same way. Because I know a lot of people don't have anything going on. And the fact that we have so many things going on and we're just exhausted from them.
That's real.
I think that really speaks to just, the blessing and power of God. But nevertheless, I said something to him that I want to be able to say to you. And the reason why I think rest is so important, and that is many times we don't know just how valuable or how cumbersome or how difficult harvest can really be.
Yeah.
Like I had a garden growing up. You had a garden growing up. And of course there was hard work in planting seed. And I think we talk a lot about planting the seed and how hard the work is. Well, I don't hear many people talking about how hard the work is when you have to harvest.
Yeah.
Because when I have to go outside and I had to pick those potatoes, or I had to pick those peas. I remember
you had to prune the weeds.
I was picking seeds. And then I had to shell the peas. I don't know if y'all remember the big buckets and we had to shell peas. It was like the harvest. I remember putting, baby catfish and stuff like that in the pond, and then waiting a time period for them to go bigger and then going out and catching them. The harvest was catching the cat. Oh, whatever. It was good. Catching the catfish, and it was, cleaning them. So it was like the harvest was difficult. And in my opinion, the harvest was just if not more difficult than the actual planting.
Yeah.
So that's why you need the time of rest in between the seed and the harvest.
That's real.
Because the harvest is going to require work, and you're going to need to be rested up for it. So
we love you guys. We appreciate your support. Make sure you like, subscribe, give us a 5 stars, give us a nice comment. We love you and we appreciate you guys.
Thank y'all. Love you. Bye.